Peace, love, and light, guys. What's going on? It's your girl Crystal coming through. Thank you for tuning in to come through, guys, because ultimately, I just want to talk about what is current events in this world, what's going on. And it's just been on my mind, I research a lot, I watch a lot, and the pattern that I keep seeing over the last 2 years from 2019 now to 2022 is that it's an attack on currency. If you really look at it, it's an attack on currency. So first we had the this, you gotta be careful what you say on here. But anyway, first we had the cough sicknesses going around, okay? And then they tried to mandate this. They attacked your jobs, hey, if you want to work, you have to get this. Hey, if you want to go out to eat, you have to get this. Hey, if you want to, quote unquote, basically do what you used to do as far as, go on vacations or go, out to eat, to events, to movies and things like that, you need to get this or you need to get tested. And it's no ands, ifs, and buts about it, right? So that was 2020 until 2021. It's still current, but now what's in the news is the war that's going on overseas in Ukraine and Russia. And how did that affect us here in the States? Well, it affects us because if Russia and the Ukraine holds 30% of the gasoline, okay, then that right there tells you a lot. Like if they already hold 30% of the gasoline, then what's going to go up? The rise of the gas. What's already currently happened? Sorry, I'm just all over the place because I didn't write this down, but it's just all coming to me. It's like the rise of the gas is happening right now, and it's happening daily. You hear me? Like daily. Gas is rising daily, every single day. Literally, I just documented it in the last week. I could try to put it in here, but I'm going to do a separate video for that. But literally in the last week, from last Tuesday to what's today, Monday, from last Tuesday till Monday, it literally already went up. I think I had finished filling my tank up. I think gas was like $3.58. Then 2 days later, up in the Northeast in Philly, I seen it for $4.19. So I said, "Ooh." So then yesterday, throughout like driving, I seen it for $4.19, some places still, but it was on a rise. $4.34, $4.39, $4.44, $4.69. So when I seen it for $4.19, I already used a quarter of my tank. I went to fill it back up, and that was literally $20, $22 that I did for a fill back up. Yeah, $22. So $22 was for a quarter of that tank. Okay, I wasn't even at a half a tank. I was at 3/4. I said, you know what, the way gas is rising, let me make sure my tank is always on full. Okay. Because think about it, would you want to just pay the $22 real quick, or would you have to pay $60 now? Because when I did fill my tank up, it filled up and I was on a quarter of a tank. I wasn't even at 8. I was a quarter of a tank last week when it was $3.58, and I spent $45 to fill it up. So that was when it was at $3.58. So you can only imagine as gas rise. So yeah, and then these food crises. Okay, so, in certain places in the States, you probably don't really see like a lot of the food insecurity. You do see disruption. You see like a lot of things that you like probably aren't on the shelves, or you have to keep going back to the store to see if they restocked it yet or not. And then with that though, okay, if you find what you like and it's restocked, now you're going to buy multiple. Why? Because they might not have it next week. Right? Like I went to Trader Joe's, and I always usually try to get like my staples, which is like my maple syrup and my grapeseed oil and my I get frozen berry fruit. They haven't been having the frozen berry mixture fruit. They don't have the grapeseed oil. I seen some oat milk. So I did get some oat milk. They only have the 2 ingredients with the oat milk water and then the hydrolyzed oats or whatever. So I only get that one. I don't drink almond milk or any of that other nut or seed milk. Now I have made hemp seed milk myself, but other than that, if I'm buying it commercial brand, I usually get the Trader Joe's oat milk because it's only 2 ingredients in it. And so they didn't have everything that I usually get. And I usually like to keep like certain things on hand, like my oils, my olive oil and my grapeseed oil. I always keep on hand. Coconut oil. Those are the 3 oils that I usually keep on hand. As far as my skin, I use jojoba oil. So and tea tree. So I use those 2 oils for my skin. But as far as ingesting and things like that, I always try to keep the coconut oil, the olive oil, and grapeseed oil on hand. So I use, but yeah, so those are the oils I always try to keep on hand. I recommend that you do too, because, all these disruptions, I can't even say it. Disruptions, okay. All these disruptions is going on purpose. On purpose. Okay, if you ain't see that by now, see it. And what is it doing? It's deemed to make your currency collapse. This is like the greater, like I literally came to this epiphany. Like, what is the key common denominator in all these things? The food crisis, now the energy and oil crisis, okay, the shot and getting people laid off by mandating it. Like, that is, what is it doing? Attacking your pockets, attacking your currency, attacking your ability to move how you want to move and your livelihood. If we are in a society and we're so used to having just in time or things to go our way, like we became more dependent on this society, on the construct of the government, okay? For real. Think about it. When we used to have people that was farming, it's still farmers here. And if you know them, I'll say work with them directly, or you can go to different farmers markets in your area and get business cards or talk to the farmers and ask them what you would need to do to become a supplier of theirs to get your fresh produce, because this is what it's about to come to, y'all. If you really looking at the markets and you thinking like you're gonna always have it available to you because it's gonna be in the market, you tripping. Like, this is literally trying. All right, so first, if you're in the States, start looking at other countries outside of the States. I like to look at world news versus state news, city news. I like to know what's going on across the sea. I like to know what's going on across the sea, okay? So with China, they're already facing food insecurity. It's already the war in Russia and Ukraine, okay? And they have a lot of the food. I think they have like the wheat and grains as well as the oil. Now it's poor China, man. They got a lot of restrictions already. I always look at China. You know why? Because things that happen in China tend to happen throughout the rest of the world. So look at China. And what's going on in China is they already are facing strict measures. China's already going through like a food crisis. But yeah, I always look at China to see what's going on in this that can go on worldwide. They already are facing a food insecurity. Let me tell you, they are already rationing in China, okay? Like, they're rationing. It's getting to a point where you can't even get certain staples, which is rice, okay? Fresh fruits and vegetables, as well as meats. So those are the 3 things. Rice is currently around, so get it. Get rice if you're able to get rice. Now, if you are a meat eater, get your meat, freeze it, figure out different ways you can utilize meat, canning it and things like that, because you already see the rise in that, okay? I'm not an advocate of meat in general, and I already seen that coming. So a lot of people about to be forced to be vegetarians, okay? They're trying to push this agenda, okay? They want to create the narrative that you can only, they want you to, like, they're trying to make you buy what they want you to buy. They trying to control your dollar. And that's what it really is. Like, I might, I don't really talk about like my thoughts and my views on this, but this is just getting real and I didn't want to bite my tongue any longer. And honestly, you can agree to disagree, or you can disagree, period. Everybody got their own views on this, and this is mine. And I really feel as though that's about to be real. And honestly, all I'm just saying is, I'm not the one that just like to talk. I like to try to give solutions, right? So if we see that money or currency is currently under attack, and how are they trying to do it? They're trying to hike things up so we can't afford it. To in turn be like, all right, follow us in order to get gas. Follow us in order to get food. Follow us in order to move how you want to move, okay? So these are the solutions that I have for whoever is still watching this video. If you're able to prep or even buy extra, please do so. Please do so. Buy extra rice because grains is under attack, okay? Like, we are on reserve grains. And like, I'm an advocate of alkaline lifestyle. So of course, get your quinoa and get your grains that's alkaline based, but also buy some damn rice, okay? Buy some white rice. And I buy jasmine rice or basmati rice. I only buy rice with one damn ingredient. You hear me? Like, it has to have one ingredient, because you could find rice, like I think the parboil have all these ingredients and things like that. So just make sure you focus on like the ingredient list as well. Buy some rice, okay? You could buy the quinoa, buy wild rice, and buy white rice, because the other ones have oil in them, whereas though with white rice, if you was to get like some mason jars, you could can them and then they'll become a forever food. Start to do your research. Go look on YouTube. Go look at some different prepping channels. Look at forever foods. See what it is that you can get on a budget right now that you can save for another day, okay? Now, I don't know about storing gas and such things like that. If you're able to store, like if you have like an additional outhouse or shed and you can just get a couple extra jugs of gasoline, like if you're not near like a gas station, or if you're in a smaller town and you might feel as though that gas might run out, then you can do that. Or to like curb the inflation price, you can do that. You could try to start gardening. I feel like fresh fruits and vegetables is something that's majorly overlooked, but once it's not available, I think people going to see how much they really enjoyed it. So you can try to go to a farmer's market and get in contact with a farmer. Anyway, if you're able to store gas, then store gas. Get more in tune with your spiritual self, with your internal self. I feel as though it's going to definitely be a war with your spirit, your spirituality. So try to really figure out your purpose and your beliefs, and really try to connect more with that energy. I also would say to buy more books. Buy books that's like resources. So like think like I bought like me personally, like I bought some books like A Village Without a Doctor, A Village Without a Dentist, right? I bought the Black Law Dictionary. I bought books that is going to be like a wealth of knowledge. Like I want to have it. Like I was looking for some books on how to help with childbirth and things like that, because I feel as though that skills is going to definitely be a much needed, a much needed thing in the upcoming years. Like you are going to have to set yourself apart from your neighbor. What skills do you have? What of value are you? Okay, so really start to think about that. Okay, like I said, buy extra water. We can't live without water. Water is the number one thing. So a lot of people be like, oh, well, I could get water from the faucet. So what you going to do if all the energy do shut off one day and your water no longer pump? Do you know how to look for wells? Do you know the wells in your area? Do you know do you have any life straws that can help you with get into water? Like, do you actually have information of how to gain water? Okay, for real. buy extra sheets, blankets, clothes. Think about it. If the system is failing and everything is breaking and people already can't afford their life, they working, get this, people are still working 40 hours a week on the same salary that they had, but everything else is rising. So think about that. You have your rent rising, you have your food and beverages rising, you have gas rising now, okay? Like everything is on the rise and you are still getting paid what you're getting paid, or even you might have been laid off due to this. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's a lot going on, and ultimately it is the attack of currency. If you have some extra money, go buy some silver. Gold is pricey as ever. Gold is past 2,000 for an ounce. Okay, shoot, I was going to try to get me a quarter of an ounce, and that joint's still $600. So I'm just like, But if you're able to, you could go buy some silver. Silver is roughly like $35 for an ounce, and once the currency collapse, then ultimately your hard resources, which will be silver, gold, of course, bullets. If you're able to buy ammo, go buy ammo. Go buy ammo, period. But if you're able to buy ammo, go buy ammo. Try to think about things you can barter with, right? So buy, whether you drink or not, buy liquor. Go buy like them 99-cent shot bottles of liquor. Go buy 10 of them just to have, okay? And you could trade. People gonna want to still drink. People gonna still want to drug. People are gonna still want things that they want, right? So just think about things that might be priceless to you. What would be priceless to you in an end of the world scenario? And not even going to that extreme, but we see that the system is failing us, okay? And honestly, I'm a realist at the end of the day. So I'm just trying to, just have some real talk with y'all. And if y'all don't see that currency is under attack, open your eyes a little bit more and just start looking more at world news, because we're not the only country that is under attack. It's every country, okay? So guys, this wasn't really like lighthearted and fun, but at the end of the day, sometimes we just gotta have these real talks. If you like this talk, my loves, or if you feel as though like you want to add to this conversation, please comment below and let's just keep this thread going, because at the end of the day, each one teach one, and we are all here to help each other, and we're trying to move past this in order for us to continue to live our lives at least the best way that we are able to do. All right, but until next time, my loves, take care. Sending you love and light. Peace.